Hello, hello. I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land here where it is blue and windy today. It's very gusty today, so get that second load of washing on. Okay, so good morning, and we are in a Cancer moon right now. All right, we've had a few things already go on this morning. So at 7 a.m. this morning, we had the moon conjunct Mars and trine Saturn. All right, this is beautiful. This Mars trine Saturn that's been going on is good for the discipline that we're looking for in our lives. We've been very upended and, things have been a little bit more difficult, I guess. Have they been more surreal? Good morning, Steph. I was thinking of you all day yesterday when I was down at the church. All right, so um, good morning, Alicia and Heather. How are you? Yeah, see, my brain just said Hellcats. I don't know why, but there we go. Alicia. All right. So, like I was saying, so the moon has done stuff. So, if you've had a little bit of a so-so morning, like I got up and I went for a walk and I've trained. So, I used that Mars trine Saturn as the discipline and determination to get the thing done because, like, I've been watery. I've been struggling a little bit to get my mojo back after that whole going to Queensland and then Dougal. I was in such a good pattern previous to that. And then I fell off the wagon and I got run over by the wagon. And I'm only just sort of starting to feel like I can get up again. And this week on Thursday, so on Thursday morning, so basically it's growing all day Wednesday, we have that full moon in Leo coming. All right. So, um, so yes. All right. Okay. Now, sorry, let me get my head together. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, so the moon's done stuff. All right, moon is now, especially between 12:30 and 1:30. There's a couple of aspects today where in the words, I did a quote by Bernard Meltzer, and it's a famous one. You probably know it. Before you speak, ask yourself if what you're going to say is true, kind, necessary, or helpful. If the answer is no, then maybe what you're about to say should be left unsaid. All right. So now we've definitely got this aspect today. So we had that Kazemi last night. All right. So that was at like 10:30 last night, but it was quite strong in the afternoon. Oh, good morning, Deb. Oh, yes. Look, we get to pick ourselves up, us Marsy people. We're still here. We're just not as vibrant as normal. All right. So, but blah blah blah. Oh my God, my brain today is so scattered. Oh, that's right, the Kazemi. So like we might have been pondering a lot of our status yesterday, and I just mean status as in ourselves because we're all wanting to do these things. So think of Aquarius, future hopes, dreams, friends, groups of people. In medical astrology, actually, it's intervention and assistance. So if you were looking at, say, fertility, right? If something's in the 11th house or Uranian, touched by Uranus, then maybe an IVF fertility treatment might be suitable. And I'm only saying that because I feel like there might be some sort of intervention that is happening. And I mean, maybe it is an intervention. Maybe, with all of this stuff heading into Pisces, like with Mercury in Pisces now and the nodes in Pisces, maybe we're going to have to address issues around, say, addiction or delusion or us not seeing things for what they are. All right, so there's maybe that intervention is coming into it because we still got the Sun conjunct Mercury and square Uranus. All right, so Uranus is absolutely in this today, all right, because it's touching the moon, it's touching the sun, and it's connected to the south node, which is the things we're letting go of, all right? So I don't know, none of the other planets here, where are they, are talking to anyone, all right? So I'm like so literal when I'm saying that there are probably going to be sudden and unexpected things happening. Maybe, like I said, external assistance or intervention of some sort. Again, don't take that the literal way, like the drug addict way. I just mean something else that's unexpected. All right. So now with that moon in conjunct the Cazimi, or it's not a Cazimi now. So Mercury's back to being a little bit frazzled. All right, because it's not in the middle now. It's gone back out again. So between 12:30 and 1:30, just ask yourself those questions if you're getting a little bit frustrated and you want to be a little bit snappy or lightning bolty like a Uranian. So just think first, all right? Because we've got a sextile to Uranus at 4 p.m. And I mean, that could be the thing that changes everything. And like I said, Uranus is trine, which is helpful, the South Node, which is the things that we were comfortable with, the things that we are releasing because we are heading towards the North Node. All right, so the rest of the words were you have a choice. Do you choose to continue to push the button and get the same result, or do you see the dynamic now for what it is and not engage ever again? If you want change, you need to want to personally change. If you do change, everything around you then changes. Good morning, Sally. How are you? All right. So, it's very much I mean, look, the moon in Cancer, we're feeling it, all right? It's a very, think of that, you know, Mars has passed it, but we've got that ancestral family of origin, things from the past. Could just be our actual home, but with that Uranus in Taurus, then there's that comfort and security base that is getting shook up or shaken up, because it's Uranus in Taurus in that earthy place. And it's like, you know, things have to move. It's Gondwana. Once upon a time we had one landmass. Now we have many. All right, and that's a result of that earth friction changing the landscape. So is Uranus in your life changing your mental landscape by that friction that once you acknowledge, you can then see the pattern and stop pushing the big red shiny button. I hope that all made sense because in my brain it looked great. All right, so that's today. So just make sure before you speak. See, because I wrote these the other day, and now I'm like, yeah, I'm in a really good headspace today. This feels a little bit over dramatic, but it is Cancer and it is Uranus, so Now, okay, another one that I wanted to speak about today was Hygeia. All right, she is moving into Taurus, and I believe that is up until about mid-May. All right, so now, rather than having Hygeia in Aries where we're like forging forward and we're lifting heavy weights and we're like Xena warrior princess on steroids. Now we're just sort of coming into this much more calm approach to our health and well-being. All right, we're very much concerned with our senses. All right, so maybe rather than rushing in, like I said, to go lift weights or do some really dynamic type of well-being stuff, we can sort of come back and be more disciplined, determined. I'm still going back to heavy weights because Taurus, they like the static strength exercises. So rather than the running, we're now doing deadlifts. But again, that's just me and my brain. So maybe for you, it's way more intentioned self-care. So maybe you like aromatherapy baths. Maybe you like a really beautiful, go for a spa day, or, have a spa day at home because, everybody's sort of struggling financially at the moment. Um, so, yeah, so senses, maybe meditation, deep breathing. You get what I'm trying to say. It's a much slower, more deliberate form of how are we going to look after ourselves, and very, very intentional boundaries and safeguards. Okay, so again, with those flags, you know what you need. All right, so when you feel those things being encroached upon, this could go back to pushing the big red shiny button because it's what you've always done, or saying no. All right, I'm not up for this right now. I'm just going to do me for a minute. And if you just leave me alone for a little bit, I'll come back and talk to you civilly when I'm centered. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I hope you're sort of trying to get what I'm trying to say. And so that was Hygeia in Taurus. So I love that. It moves at 4:30. All right. So just pay attention to see if you feel different after that 4:30 mark. All right. One more thing that I wanted to say. It's just left my brain completely. Completely left my brain. No, no, can't even remember. I'll draw a card. How's that? I'll draw a card and then that'll be it. It was there. It was right there and then it left. Oh well. Didn't need to say it then, did I? All right. Okay. What is the card that is going to most resonate with everybody today? Oh, I'm seeing... Oh, there we go, Jupiter. That's the Jupiter one. In my brain, I was seeing the card in the tarot of the Hierophant. You know, I don't know if you know, Sally, you would know this one. The guy's sitting there and he's got like a stairway behind him and someone doing type things and he's laughing. Anyway, so in my head I saw the Hierophant. The card, the Jupiter hour. And then the card I got as the Weaver's Way is true. Oh my God, isn't that beautiful? That is so nice. All right. I feel like something's going on here. No. All right. Card number 39. Okay. All right. Trusting, blah, blah, blah. Trusting and surrendering to an essential partnership with the divine and reclaiming your magic. The mythic story of the dream weavers invites us to imagine the purpose of these wise, benevolent beings working on our behalf, who represent the higher wisdom that governs our lives. So if we don't really trust them or in any divine force, it means that we believe only in our human will to make things happen, that everything is on our shoulders to carry. If we can't see the hidden realms, they don't exist. Only what we see does. It doesn't sound right, doesn't feel right, does it? All right. Even the idea of our higher self is reduced to a philosophical ideal. Effort then becomes primary and hard work, struggle, and goals to achieve difficult relationships. A lot of people live this way, but you don't. You know deep down that you can only do so much on your own. You need this divine partnership to make your life work. You were born to reclaim your magic, your roots in the mystical ways of the world. Trust becomes essential to surviving and thriving. Today, trust the way that is illogical. Jupiter hour. Intuitive, perplexing, curious, and creative. This is the Dreamweaver's way, and it will always steer you into an exploration and adventure. You will meet and befriend extraordinary people who will be your mystical companions. Just keep asking for a sign, and the next step will be revealed. Right now, your choice is obvious to your heart. Follow it and trust the outcome. So I love that. Trust the outcome. Listen to... I was laughing about the place with the lost stocks and the wayward thoughts. The thoughts that pop in and then disappear before. Oh, oh my God, yes. Oh my God. I'm like, it mustn't have been too important. But yeah, all of that together, listen to your intuition. It is definitely a time for you to start. Oh, I just remembered what it was. It's definitely time for you to start with that deliberate and intentional action based on the observations of your thought. Okay, so going back to that quote in the beginning, you know, think about what you're going to say before you say it, because there's some stuff around that is unsettling, and it might be poking us with that Uranian shock factor. So we want to be really, really deliberate, and that in conjunct to Mercury is about making adjustments around what could potentially be tension in that thought space. Okay. So just remember that. Now, what I was going to say was I am absolutely amazed at how I'm witnessing the social media and the news media aligning, especially YouTube, aligning with Venus in Aries topics. I posted that thing the other day about Joe Dispenza, and when he said, "You are a queen, act like it." Please go and watch it. Oh my God, it is amazing. I watched it before bed and I was just like, yeah. It's just seriously, it's like 15 minutes, guys. It is so worth just listening to that. That is the epitome of Venus in Aries going retrograde, all right? And for those who did, good morning, Sean. For those who did do my last Venus retrograde course, I'm going to do one again. It's not going to be quite the same format. But it's going to be within the coaching group, all right? So if you want to come along and do that Venus retrograde work again, then just reach out, DM, or chuck a message in here and I'll get back to you. But it is so much about, it's about us putting on our armor and our warrior gear right now, because when she gets to 10 degrees and she starts to go retrograde in Aries, right now she's strong and confident, but that ruling planet Mars is still retrograde and vulnerable. All right, so she is moving forward while that masculine energy is quite, I'm saying retarded, and I just mean retrograde, backwards. Okay, so you know, Mars goes direct on the 24th, and then Venus starts her retrograde journey just days later. So, she starts to look within in that Aries retrograde, and she's basing her knowledge base off what Mars is just going through. So there's so much internal work going on right now. And I love that it does go back into Pisces, because she moves forward strongly. She looks within to see where that strength comes from. And then she moves back into Pisces, where she realizes that it's the magic within herself that is making all of that other strength relevant. So, you know, if you even if you'd like to come for a one-off, just reach out to me. I just want to get some people in this group. I just love this, the potential. There's so much potential to work with your stuff and your chart at this time. So yeah, that's me, guys. I hope you have an amazing day. Like I said, we've got a full moon this week. All right, so the moon moves into Leo tomorrow morning. So we're going to have that full moon vibe happening from tomorrow, but the moon isn't full until Thursday morning at 12:50 a.m. So we've got Tuesday and Wednesday that we've got that vibe growing. And in Leo, it's all about you being proud and being willing to be seen and heard and lead. So, there's going to be some mirroring stuff happening where, have a look at yourself and give yourself the credit that you deserve for the great work that you do every single day. So, mwah.